Hey, welcome back to Milton Daily Homes. Chuck here. We have a list of a total of 20 properties, 15 on the Toronto system, 5 more on the Oakville Milton. What a lot of people don't know is the public sites take that information from these boards. It could be a day or two before it hits the public sites. So what we try and do here is do things a little faster, give them to you within 24 hours. Obviously, with a long weekend, we haven't had an episode in 3 days, but this is everything that's covered over the weekend. And we try and just add some context, some interpretation, some things that you may or may not be aware of, whether it's from a value perspective or whether it's from anything else, location. That's what we do. So join us. It's going to be a bit of a longer episode with 20 of them, but we'll try and get through at a reasonable, steady pace. Maple number 105. First floor sometimes can take a bit of a hit on value because of that perceived safety risk, but I don't always know if it's justified. I mean, it's Milton, right? I mean, we're not talking about the ghetto here. They could have taken, you're going to see this a couple times today, they could have taken a few more things off those counters. Nothing on top of the fridge ever looks good. Nothing on the fridge ever looks good. Just very simple things to enhance the appeal. I like the tiles on the floor here. That's a nice stylish looking tile. And, you know, you could argue that this is actually a benefit. I wouldn't even mind the first floor. I would actually kind of dig it because you've got a bit of green space right in front of you. And then possibly even with that view right over on the other side. So it could be facing a good direction. Overall, it's priced right, expect it to be. 1 bedroom plus a den. And the den is a good enough size that you can pretty much use it as a second bedroom if you needed to. 402 here. The nice thing about the 402s, this is a Windsor model, I believe, just over 1,000 square feet. And so the higher ceiling, you can kind of see it here. You definitely see it there. It goes up to about 12 feet and it has a nice impression. It's a great looking space. The floors look good. The kitchen has the right colors. And overall, I'd say this one's in a good spot. If they're not looking as good as this one, they tend to cap out at maybe $315, $320. But this one has some extra features that might just help them out. 1 parking spot here, and the fees are $267 a month. They're a little bit less here than they are over on Maple Crossing, just because of the age of the building. Nadlin is $329, so it's a little bit smaller than the previous one. It's got a little bit more upgrading. I'm not crazy about the way either one of the buildings was built, but if you're not going to be there for the next 30 years, then I don't know if I'd be hugely concerned. This Mattamy building, I've seen the equivalent in Burlington, and the problem with it is that it's all wood frame construction, and when you have a condo building like this, that could translate into more noise. It could translate into kind of squeaky floors. It just doesn't feel as stable than a good concrete building. So anyway, that's something that you'd want to look into if you're buying in this building, is what kind of construction is. I'm still trying to find the answers on that one. So Millside is $359. It's our listing. It's the penthouse. As you go up in floors in this building, it becomes infinitely more valuable, partly because the views are a lot better. This one is a south view. It's got hardwood floors, and you know it's a current picture. We don't recycle pictures because you've got your campaign signs right there. Hardwood floors. You've got basically fresh paint, baseboards. You've got a renovated kitchen here, upgraded countertops, and the bathrooms basically original, but they're in good shape. The master has a pretty rare shower and then another shower with a tub, and so the photographer did a good job showing both of them. So you could actually have 3 people taking a shower at the same time in this apartment. It's not, generally we don't even find more than 2 people living in these because it's more of a 50 plus crowd, more of a mature single or couple type of dwelling. So anyway, nice amenities there. You've got the sauna, you've got the hot tub, the pool, and it's a good close-knit community. Lots of visitor parking. $359 based on the previous sales, looks like it's right in line. Obviously, you know, we do a good job of pricing our homes because you can tell, you watch Daily Homes, you get a good sense of what we're about. We know the market really well. And if you're interested in a pinpoint price analysis for your home, just give us a call or send us an email, and we'll even guarantee to sell it within a time frame. So 764 Farmstead is listed at $415. Surprisingly, not many of these have sold. And so it's a good size. It's 1764 square feet. Look at the lot size, 27 by 164. To compare that, an average Mattamy townhouse lot is between 80 and 85 feet. So you're practically getting double. And they're pretty good layouts here too. There's hardwood on the main floor, 9-foot ceilings, stainless steel. I think this is a great deal. I might even argue that this is a little underlisted. We don't have the pictures yet, but if it's in half decent shape, this one to me is definitely one to pay attention to. I mean, we just sold a couple months ago. We sold a townhouse 400 square feet smaller on a standard lot for this price. So it's really looking good. Duncan Lane is 428.9, and so I find this layout's a little bit small. I find this main floor, it's hard to position furniture. It's a little bit more narrow. It's 21 feet for the whole house. The 9-foot ceilings make it seem better, but the bedrooms upstairs to me are small. There's one that's less than 10 by 10 feet. That's a pretty tiny room. And I don't know, it's just not my favorite. I had $430 to spend. I wouldn't be going to this one here. I would much rather go to this one on Weston, especially with a finished basement. You're larger by about 150 square feet. You've got a good looking kitchen here. It's dressed up. I really like this one for the price. And there you go. You get your bonus finished basement here too. So nothing wrong with that at all. And you've got a good sized yard, about 88 feet deep. It all looks good. And so that just shows you we're 15,000 more than Farmstead, and we're still smaller than that one. So Thompson is 454. It's just under 1,600 square feet, and they've relisted it. Imagine that. They didn't sell with these wonderful pictures. Same advice here. Get the stuff off the fridge. But even just the quality of the photos, it's almost like kind of a Vaseline lens here. It's a shame because I think this home actually would show pretty well in person. And you got to get the spray out from beside the toilet. That's basic stuff. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I assume too much, or my expectations are too high. But they have a 3-piece bathroom in the basement, and I really feel like this one, with the right set of photos, would probably easily add $5,000 to their sale price. I just sold a home that was bigger than this one by 15 square feet. But it didn't have a finished basement, and we almost capped it at $450. So the value's there on this one, and there's no doubt about that. Yates looks like a good deal too. There's actually some really good deals here. It's a Powell. It's 1,900 square feet. Nice big front porch here. Looks like the counters have been upgraded in the kitchen. You've got some nice colored floors here. It's only the 8-foot ceiling, but you've got your 3 bedrooms upstairs plus laundry. Good looking. Like, this is a nice, plus you've got this. I mean, man, $499 is an outstanding deal. I mean, almost a year ago we sold one of these for $515 without a finished basement. It looked better, the finishes were better, but still, I mean, that's crazy. That's an amazing deal. Alexander's $519, same size as the previous. I love how you can park 2 cars in the driveway here. It has, I think, a really nice curb appeal. The Parquet floor, there's 2 homes in today's list with Parquet. It's a little bit kind of old school. You can even stain it and it looks a little better if it's dark, but that honey colored Parquet is a little bit dated. They've got some pot lights in here. They've got a decent sized kitchen. Yeah, I would say the higher ceilings here create a nice impression in that room. It's all good. This home looks nice. It's in an interesting location because there's no neighbors behind, which is good. Definitely a value-added feature. So where it is it's one of these homes right here. I think it's this one with the wider driveway. You've got James Snow. You're going to hear some of that stuff. You also have the train tracks right here. You're going to hear that. But what you directly backed onto is this nice little pond here. So it's almost like you got 2 hits against, but you've got 1 hit for. And maybe the other hit for is the fact that it's really close to the highway. There's very easy access to 401. And so let's see what happens with that. I think that if they had have replaced the Parquet with hardwood floors, they probably wouldn't have lost money on that transaction. I think that flooring, paint, bathroom renos, kitchen renos, depending on the kitchen, depending on the bathroom as well, and details, what we call light fixtures, door handles, small things. Those are the big five for return on investment. This one on Trudeau is $529,900. It looks like it's got the higher 9-foot ceiling, which make a really big difference in this model. Separate dining, separate living, and then you've got your family and kitchen. A little bit of an old school color of counter. I mean, you're probably getting close to 12, 13 years here, so you do find that there are some design differences. There's some different color choices that people have made. Laundry upstairs plus the 3 bedrooms. Overall, it looks pretty good. So I would say $529,000. There was a period of time like a year and a half, 2 years ago, where they were selling for this kind of price. These models had just a hot streak. They were just 4 or 5 in a row sold for big money, and then they kind of flatlined since then. So, I mean, you look at this one against Yates. This one's smaller than Yates, and it's $30,000 more. I mean, that just shows what a good deal Yates is. But this one may be a little bit on the high side, but we've seen there was one on Watson that sold in the mid 520s, probably 4 or 5 months ago. So they might get it. If they look good in person, they might have a shot. Houston is $569,000. So they have almost like a 1.5 car garage, but functionally it's a 1-car garage with a little bit more space. The 1.5s don't typically add a lot of value. I'd be curious to see if you could park 2 cars side by side, especially because you've got a little basement apartment set up. And so the rules are changing. Ontario has kind of said to all the municipalities, look, you've got to allow more affordable housing, more basement apartments, more density in the homes. By the way, these appliances look new. They've still got their tags hanging off them. But the whole idea is that we just need to fit 1 million people into Halton Region. So whereas before the municipality said, look, we're not doing basement apartments, now they've got to bend the rules a bit. So in order to be compliant, you've got to have your fire code, you've got to have your building code, and you've got to have enough parking is basically where this is going to. There might be some extra levies or fees for landlords if Hamilton is any indication. But anyway, that's what you'd want to check, is just how wide is this driveway. 2 cars side by side is going to be the answer. So if you buy a semi-detached, put a separate entrance there. Generally, the semis can't do a side by side kind of parking arrangement. Probably won't work for a legal basement apartment. And there's all kinds of intricacies around legal and illegal. And you can talk to me offline if you want some answers about that. Robson's $598,000. It's a beautiful house, 2230 square feet. The problem is that you can get a double car garage, you get a very nice house for almost $600,000. So this is always going to be a single car garage, unfortunately, because it's got a fantastic layout. 4 bedrooms upstairs, really big master bedroom. You've got your front room with the walk-in closet. You've got your range here, upgraded countertops. They might get it because it looks so darn good, but this would be on the high side. The highest single car garage that's sold, I think in the last 3 or 4 months, is around like $560,000, $570,000. So that's cooled off a little bit. We've started to see more competition from the double garages around $600,000. And Bigger Heights is, I believe it's the, I can't think of the name. It's almost like the new Newgate. And it has the 5th bedroom upstairs. So 5 bedrooms at $650,000 is not something we see often. It's not sort of blow your mind gorgeous inside, but it has a lot of usable space. The 5th bedroom, it's about 27 and change square feet. The dormers I find look really interesting in the rooms. And you've got your little ensuite bathroom upstairs. So you've got 3 full bathrooms up on the top floor. It seems like good value for the amount of space in there, even though it's not that upgraded. And Hemstreet is at $710,000. Finished basement, doesn't say how big it is. There are some very nice parts of this home. I think that they could have just simplified. So here's the things that I would do if I was kind of painting the picture. There'd be less photographs there. Here, they take the stuff off the counters, get rid of the laundry stuff. More things off there. You could take this thing out here. It's just not serving any function. You get this stuff off the floor. All of this has to go. Get it out. Get everything off the countertops. Simple, simple, simple is always better. And even the things off the walls, I probably do a nice little picture or something up here that kind of draws your eyes up in this room. Laundry basket has no place in the listing. How you live in a house is different than how you sell it. This is the man cave that will definitely get the emotions going for the men. And here's the thing, you got to pack up anyways, pack up the kids' toys, and it's going to change the impression of that basement. But you've got a lot of space in this one. It's less than 3,000 square feet, but I would guess with all that stuff, plus you've got some privacy here with all the things here, even the hot tub. Show a picture of the hot tub. I think it would be a nice feature. They got a Bose sound deck here, so play up the extra living space in the backyard. But I bet you this one's probably no less than 2,700 square feet based on what I'm seeing from the room sizes. And so we've got 5 more in the Oakville Milton system. Woodward is, so it's a condo townhouse. They have some creative spelling here, so you can get the Charez in the living room and the Curturins in the master bedroom. $309 is the maintenance fees, and $245 is pretty low on this one. You do have the electric baseboard heat, so that is something always to be aware of, is that it's going to cost you a little bit more to heat that, unless you pretty much don't use it very often at all. It's more expensive to heat homes with electric than with gas. Ferguson here is end unit townhouse. I don't remember how big. I've been in this model before. I would guess it's maybe around 1,250 or so. It's got a pretty open concept main floor. 350 seems a little bit high to me. Although we've seen the Mattamy Current at about 1,200 square feet go as high as the mid 360s. And this one has a maintenance fee of $48 a month for garbage and for snow removal. And next one up is, actually it's the one on Farmstead. Here's why I put this in, is because remember how low we thought the price was? Well, here's the thing, offers Sunday, October 19th at 6:30, right after the open house. Let's see, I bet they're going to get it because they're probably going to have a lot of activity. So 1102 Barclay Circle, 427.9. It's an end unit townhouse. My guess, based on the fact, like I can look at room sizes, I can look at the finished basement, I think it's a crop side model. Wait for the pictures. When they are loaded onto the broker MLS, which is the first source of information, it's going to show up right away. Excuse me. So if you check the link, even 5 minutes after the photos are up, they're going to be on the system. So Nakerville, this is basically a direct feed into our system. Nakerville is $484.9, and it's got a finished basement. It's got the granite, glass, everything else. Looks like a nice home. Problem is, it's very small, 1,156 square feet plus a finished basement. I think they're aiming a little bit too high. I mean, we've got a 1,250 square foot home on Clark that was going for $435, so it's $50,000 more. I know there's some upgrades plus a finished basement, but that's pretty high for this model. The thing about this one, you'll notice that there's something missing on the main floor, and it's a powder room. There's no bathroom on the main floor because they just didn't have space for it. That's how small this home is. You've got one full bathroom upstairs, master with a walk-in closet. Actually, there's a second walk-in closet upstairs. I don't know how they fit that here. And then you've got your third bedroom. So that's the thing about this home. They probably put the bathroom right here, and then they probably have the mechanical, and then you've got your rec room. But it's tight. There's not a lot of extra space here, and I feel like the 484, unless it's absolutely blow your mind gorgeous inside, they're gonna have a tough time at that price. And that's the list for today. 20 properties. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you again tomorrow with more Milton Daily Homes. And remember, if you want a pinpoint price analysis of what your home could sell for in today's market, all you have to do is reach out to us. Have a great day.